Yeah, old school. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, this ain't for everybody. Some of y'all need to hear this. I know you're in the trenches fighting, but check it out. I'm gonna put it down like this so I can help the saints understand. Everything you're going through is all part of the master plan. Or what? You thought cause you got saved everything was gonna be peaches and cream? You better wake up, son. Don't nothing come to a sleeper but a dream. Faith without works is dead. Read your Bible, you know what it said. He who don't work don't eat. Slackers don't get fed. Yeah, Jesus said he who puts his hands to the plow looks back the same ain't fit. Some of y'all ain't been in the trenches 5 minutes and you about ready to quit. I ain't mad at ya, I'm just hitting you with the real. If you died for me and I was still tripping, now how you think that make you feel? Check this out, deep game, this here's deep. Some of y'all ain't sawing nothing but you started trying to reach. But unto him who is able to possess your fathers by his glory. Struggles might be part of your testimony, but it ain't the end of the story. Now the point is this was prophesied way back in the day. Choir, sing your hook right here and see if the church can relate.
I know we can make it. I know good and well. God can work it out.
Not strange, the fiery trials are to try you. You say, why you? But your church say, what would Jesus do? Why you asking if he ain't trying to do what he's saying? He told you he was going to have tribulations, but you thought he was playing. 1 minute you're telling how good God is and can't nobody beat your talk. The next minute you're backsliding so fast, look like you're moonwalking. Oh yeah, I'm preaching to myself because I ain't no better. It ain't like I've been following his every word, obeying it to the letter. So we soldiers, we got to remember that. Regroup, stay on point. Yeah, bow down, confess, repent, stay humble, let him anoint. It ain't easy as I thought it was. I'd be lying if I told you that. But it showed up getting better all the time. Trust me, that's a fact. Ain't nothing we going through that can't be handled. God put that on his son. Like they say, you can shout now if you want to, cause the battle's already won. So while you're going through the valley, don't even trip. You're gonna be on top. Choir, sing the hook line one more again. This time you don't stop.
I know we can make it. We can make it. I know good and well. God can work it out. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. He'll work it out. We can make it. I know good and well. Oh, yeah. Yes, he can. If you let him, I know good and well. He can work it out.
Yeah, everybody, I'm going to pump the brakes right there. You know, I got my message out there, and I hope you received it. You know, it's my belief, and I hope it is yours, too. You know, with Big Boy's help upstairs, we're going to be able to make it through these trials and tribulations. Because, man, there's a whole lot of stuff going on out there right now, you know, and I think he's about the only one that could put his foot down and clean up all this mess. And I ask myself every day, what's the whole get down behind this, pandemic, because I know he knows all things, and I haven't got that answer yet, but if you got that answer, please call in and let me know. That would be great. But anyway, we got a fantastic show for you today. We have this dynamic young man, Mr. Hector Guadalupe, is going to be joining us right here in 1 second. Entrepreneur, I can't say enough about this young man. You know, he's really been through some things in life, has a very empowering journey story, and he's lived his life and experienced some things that a lot of us talk about but really don't know about, they should know about, but, what can I say about this society? They trying to run buses off the road and they still sleep, so it's a whole bunch of stuff going on. But anyway, without me running on at the mouth, which I kind of feel exceptionally talkative today because there's so much to talk about and so much crazy stuff going out there. Mr. Guadalupe, are you with us?
Lamont, what's up, brother?
What's going on, buddy? Thank you so much, man, for joining us, man. It's an honor to have you with me today.
Thanks so much for having me, man. This is perfect timing, especially for what you not only, well, it's always perfect time for what you're doing, but even so much like right now and just touching on what you were speaking on. It's like very important times right now to get messages out.
Yes, sir, man. It's just so much stuff going on out there, man. I don't know. I've been asking myself, man, is this whole country asleep or am I asleep? You know what I mean? Because if people don't see what's going on right now, I don't know what to say, man.
Nah, I feel like the country's been asleep. It ain't just start to get asleep. The country's been asleep. People like to believe and understand and see what they want to see, and everything else gets swept under the carpet. You dig?
Right. That is totally the truth, man. They so busy watching stuff on TV and they're so easily programmed. You know, I'm still trying to figure out, even with this time changing thing, Hector. I mean, even with this time changing thing, I mean, does that make you get up any earlier or make you sleep any later? Does it do anything for you?
I ain't slept since 1993, man. I don't do no sleeping in this country, man. They keep us busy out here. You know?
Hey, look, I know it's keeping you busy, boy, surviving and staying on top of the things.
Yeah,
man,
you dig. Like, they keep you busy, so I haven't slept a full day. The first time I ever slept a full day was the day that day I went to prison.
That's the day you slept a full day.
A full day. From 12
hey,
years
look,
old,
that's normally the day that everybody else can't sleep.
Yeah. That's the day I was just like, man, the whole world was lifted off my shoulders, and I didn't have to. I had no more. I didn't have to think about anything. That first day in there, it was like, okay, I ain't eat, I ain't drink no water, no nothing. I ain't talk. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to do nothing. I'm all in the newspaper and all that. Like, I just want to rest, man. It's my first day to rest.
Wow.
Since I was probably like 12, 13 years old, so.
Man, well, that's definitely an interesting spin on that. So let's talk about that a little bit, Hector. You originally from where?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm a late '70s baby, so I grew up in the '80s and '90s. So I feel like, when I talk to my peers and other folks, I tell them, man, I feel like I done survived and lived through quite a few pandemics.
Yeah, well, I think the 70s and the 80s, they had some other stuff going on, man, but I don't think they was taking out people like they are now.
I mean, shit, man. I remember how bad the crack era was. I remember how bad the AIDS epidemic was. I remember how bad, the war on crime was when they wanted to take all the fathers away. Like, there's been tons of pandemics, but, like, just only in our community, you dig?
Yeah. Yeah, well, when you mentioned that, I remember back in those angel dust days. Before that, they were free-based, and that was before the crack. And I watched them, take out whole communities with that. They would set one guy up and let him make the money. Then they'd give all the money and the property and his wife and kids to his homeboy, and then they would recycle this whole circle. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. Yeah,
recycle it, and and that's what we got to get around. You know what I'm saying? Because this whole thing they got, and a lot of people today really don't understand that the penitentiary is the second or third largest industry in the country.
Yeah, it's huge. Every town that we ain't in that they can't find businesses for them people or their people, they'll build a prison there, and you'll be housed there. And now they created tens of thousands of jobs for people that would have been poorer than you.
Well, not only that. Think about the other industries that the penitentiary service. Like, they make all the furniture and stuff. They make all the furniture and stuff for the military. The meat, the milk and stuff that come out of the penitentiary farms, all that, and then the clothing, and the price that they play is the prices that should I say the wages that they pay the inmates.
Oh man, if I wasn't hustling in the gym, man, I'd be making you'd work 10 hours a day. Monday through Friday and make $300 a month. A month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it's definitely something that's been a problem. I mean, and you know, organizations like ours and others, many others from east to west, you know, we're working on it.
Right, right. Well, I know like the inmates was getting $1.30 a day or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
So Hector, we understand that you spent a little time in the big house. Basically 10 years in the federal prison. What led you down that road?
Yeah, at 23, I got sentenced to 10 years of life. It's sad that it's a common story now. It's a story that many can relate to throughout our country and especially in our major cities. Yeah, you know, by the time I was 12, 13, anywhere from 91 to 93, that was just like a very heightened era, heightened time. It was the start of the 90s. Like, that shit was like the Wild West, you dig? So it was just crazy. Both my parents were gone, and that was just like, the streets was like everything to me. So, you know, coming from a family that couldn't offer much and outside of love, you know, sometimes love ain't everything, and you're sometimes influenced by what's in front of you, and that was my situation. I was a young kid that, you know, I liked being part of community. I liked being part of teams, and I linked up. I linked up fast, and I learned fast, and I was always very keen, you know, to what was going on around me, and that was, and the narcotics trade became my profession and my means of survival. And that was the start. That was the start of it all.
So you got involved in the business and got to making fast money and enjoying the lifestyle and.
Yeah. It was you know, it was every year things got better. Every year things got better, but every year I got more violent. Every year I got more smarter in the game. Every year I made more connects, more contacts. Clientele grew. But you know, like I tell people often, with every year that you become successful, every year your risks are at a higher state. Every year you're closer to death. Every year that you survive, closer that the boys is on you. So, you know, with your successes always comes high risk. You know, and then before you know it, X amount of years go by, and you so deep in, you so dug in, it's hard to get out. It's hard to get out, and then next thing you know, it's only a couple ways out because it becomes so addictive. You know, there's more than one addict in this situation. There's more than one addict in this lifestyle. The addict ain't just the motherfucker that's getting high. The addict is you, too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 100% committed at that time to what I was doing. I'm 100% committed to anything that I'm doing. So it was, it was real back then.
So, you know, I notice a lot of youngsters out here now, they watching videos and they, you know, see the big cars and they see the money. And, you know, they come from, you know, I guess meager beginnings, you know, and they see that that's a way to get to the riches. But they really don't know much about the other side, which you're speaking of. You know, all that's grand while it's happening, you know, but then there's the other side, the risk that you're talking about, you know, within your own camp, and and I call them the real gang. The law enforcement. I think those the real gang next to the military.
No, that is the real gang. There's 30,000, 40,000 of them on the street. You know what I'm saying, or more. But anyway, I'm like, it's a different generation. It's a different, the game might actually remain the same, but rules change, people change, roles change, and with each generation, that's the natural progression of all industries. Narcotics, prison, it's all the industry. Those are all industries, but the only thing that's the difference is when I was growing up, we didn't look up to rappers. Rappers looked up to us. We didn't look up to, we didn't have influences. Like, we was the influences. We was the ones that, if you didn't look up to us, you was terrified of us. So either way, we influenced some reaction in you. So we were just self-taught. We had, self-thought, which was important, being able to think for yourself, move for yourself, make decisions for yourself. Because when you do that, then whatever the reality is or the outcome is, you can man up and take care of that, rather than going the opposite route. It's just different generations, different times, and people got to cope with their situation. My whole thing is, we do a lot of work with at-risk youth in New York and with the Supreme Court and all these other organizations throughout our city. And my whole thing always with our mentorship program and our health and wellness program is always to let them know that, listen, just use your brain. Like me, when I was doing the same thing you was doing. The only difference is ain't nobody tell me what to do. I'm a self-taught thinker. Be your own boss mentally. Like, weigh your options. Be smart. And if you doing something wrong, you know what the consequences are, and you got to be able to live with that. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I want you to actually do is find a way. The smart thinkers will think their way out of that. The smart thinkers say, "Oh shit, he got killed. He went to prison for 30, 40 years." Ask yourself, it's a very simple question. Do you want that? Do you want
most
that?
People definitely, I was going to say, most people don't want that, but I want to go to this one, and then I know we're going to talk about your foundation, but coming out of your situation, that's what I want, that's what we like to talk about. Let's get to that one. Coming out of your situation and institution, did you already have a plan coming out? Did you expect to have any help coming out, or did you run into any adversity prior to you starting your foundation?
When I was about to come home, when I was about to get released, I had a plan. I was like, I want to get into this fitness thing. I want to be a trainer. I want to do my thing. I was really excited about that. And I get released. I come back. I come home to New York, and my first 8-9 months home, ain't nobody want to help. Ain't no corporate health club want to give me jobs. No gyms wanted to hire me. No boutique gyms, and it was like a struggle, and it was tough. And it wasn't what I expected. I didn't expect, I'm like, it's just a gym. Like, I just wanted to help people get in shape, right? Like, I didn't think it was like that serious, but unfortunately, it was that serious. I was judged because of my past, because of having a past record. And that bothered me, that kind of like brought my plans to a halt. So, I've been home 8.5 years now, and the discrimination is still real. It's still there. It still exists. But we be kicking the door.
Do these people, the people that you went to, to seek employment, prior to, you starting your own enterprise, did they actually do background checks? Did they ask you?
Yeah, that's a fact. Every corporate health club in every major city around our nation does background checks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was something I didn't, know in regards to trainers. But I guess I could understand why now that I think about it,
Yeah. So that was a major roadblock, and eventually I got over it because, a friend let me come work out at his gym where he was a trainer, and I'm working out, and then, I put the press on and introduced myself to the actual fitness manager there, which was a young lady, and I begged her for a job, man. I told her I needed a job, I needed an opportunity, I needed a shot, and I told her how I've been turned down by so many, and she gave me that opportunity, and that's what kind of like just changed my entire life.
Well, definitely a shout out to her because we definitely, need more people like her because, as you know, the way the society rolls, man, if you do one thing wrong, they want to charge you with that, the rest of your life,
Yep.
I remember my mother told me one thing. She said, "Boy, they didn't make jails for horses," and I used to ponder that statement. They didn't make jails for horses. They didn't make jails for horses. And I guess what she was telling me, you really don't have to be a bad person. You really don't have to do nothing wrong. You could simply be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you can go to jail.
Yep. Yep. You ain't lying, man. I used to like.
So,
I used
go
to.
ahead. I'm sorry.
I used to. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
No, you got to finish your thought, man, because my brain is rolling too. I'm with you.
I was just commenting really quick on what you just said about what your mom told you. And it's true because I was in the federal system, and we called it ghost cases. And what that means is, man, they wouldn't have any evidence, any hard evidence, any physical evidence, and they wouldn't even have nothing besides someone's hearsay. And I would watch them give somebody 20, 30 years on that. And I used to feel so bad because I'm like, damn, like this person, didn't have a shot, and got crucified, So yeah, your mom was right. You don't really have to in today's world be caught up doing something in order to have your whole life taken away from you.
Right. And the only way to get off that roller coaster ride is to don't get on it in the first place. By no means.
100%.
By no means. So
100%.
coming out, Hector, did you immediately go into the Unibody Fitness, or was it second U Foundation? Which one came first to come together?
So once I was given a job, I spent I've been home 8.5 years, right? When I was first given a job, I spent my first 4 years home not taking a day off. Put me in a position to build a very large clientele, learn a lot of business skills, and then I started a second youth foundation. A year later, I started Unibody Fitness. So Second Youth Foundation was our nonprofit work that was in place to provide national certification and education to formerly incarcerated women and men. And then Unibody was just my fitness brand where we are a team of Unibody is owned and operated by formerly incarcerated people, and we offer one-on-one training and group classes. So there are two different entities, both owned and operated by people from underserved communities, people of color, and people that are formerly incarcerated. But both have only been around, I would say, for the past 4 and 5 years.
Yeah, I'm definitely pumped up about the Second U Foundation, and I definitely like to be involved in something like that on the West Coast, because we see
Totally.
too many youth. You know, they just misdirect it, and you know they will hear guys like you. They'll hear your voice because they know that you know what you're talking about because you didn't see your life on TV. You know, you're living your life, man. And every day I drive down the street, man, I see these guys walking around with their pants sagging. And I think wasn't it you that I told you about buck breaking? Didn't I tell you about that?
Yep.
You know, and I tell and I so bad, you know, I want to tell these guys, if you knew history behind that, you wouldn't be walking around with your drawers showing like that, because that's not how man really want to roll. But if you really, really knew the history about that, you know, and I really want to tell them so bad, man. But you know, these youngsters, a lot of times they have some serious bad attitudes, even though they know that you know, they don't want to hear it.
Yeah, totally. Yep.
Man,
hello.
You know, yeah, I'm here. And it just blows me away,
okay.
And I kind of wonder how we can actually get through to them.
I mean, it's the only way to get through to them is by having people of color and people that have walked through the same fire and experiences actually communicate with them. Other than that, like, you know, you can't have somebody that, even if you're from the community, if you haven't walked through that fire and built something productive and positive, it's going to be really hard for them to relate to you. You know, so that's one thing I've noticed on the East Coast when we go up to penitentiaries and halfway houses, and you know, we go and speak at the courthouses. Like the community that's being affected, their eyes are open. And they're receiving what we're offering and what we're giving, the game we're giving. Because I mean, every one of us walked through the fire. Me, you know, our directors, like, you know, these dudes did 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they've been in the same situation, so it's more easy for the younger generations and people that are living it right now in real time, for them to actually like show you some love.
How is the community at large, or should I say, what I want to say, you know, the courts and some of the institutions, how are they accepting what you're doing?
They love us. They don't even really have a choice, though. Like, because we're going to do what we do with or without them. We don't need them. We don't need them. We don't depend on them. You know, we the streets. We are the streets. So, with or without them, we're gonna reach the community no matter what.
You know, I was asking because, you know, they only got two ways to roll with that. Either they could embrace you, support you, and you know, understand the value that you bring to the community, or they could snub their nose or trying to find fault at what you're doing. So that's why I was just asking.
Well, you said it better. You said it better than me, man. I'm not really I'm not too good at sounding politically correct, though. But you're definitely way more polished than me and explained it better. You know, I'm all the way rogue with it, where it's like, you know, we doing something that's positive and right. Like, you know, I always look at it like you either with us or you know, you playing the sidelines. But the way you said it, yeah, that definitely makes sense. You know, and to answer again, yeah, they're very, very supportive of what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's positive, man. You know, and that's good to hear, because, like I said, they could have took the low road, you know, and made your job even harder than what it is, instead of, you know, seeing the value and supporting it, which is actually the better thing for all. Because, like I said, everybody that go to jail is not necessarily bad. We hear people on the news every day that's been incarcerated for years, and now they found not guilty, and then they want you to sign some document that you won't sign, you won't sue them, you know, before they let you out. I'm like, wow.
Well, you know, a lot of things are changing nowadays. We've seen it in law, policy reform. We've seen a lot of things change because they're starting to see their own kids get 5, 10 years. So a lot of roles. They're seeing their own kids, being rehabs. They're seeing their own kids overdosing. So, that is starting to wake America up. But, I speak about the unspoken. I speak about, when it comes to New York, like 5-10% of all of the corporate heads throughout New York, they all done had a second chance. They all used to be, if I want to be a little rough, they all used to be ex-junkies. They all been in Narcotic Anonymous programs. They all been in Alcohol Anonymous programs. A lot of them still in AA meetings and got some nerve to judge. You dig what I'm saying? So, that side is quiet. They don't tell those stories. You don't see those stories on the news. You don't hear those stories when you go out to your networking events. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, like there hasn't. We're the only ones that actually prosecuted for it. But guess what? It ain't no color when it comes to struggle. They all have been there through that.
Well, it kind of appears to me that you got balls that they don't have, because if they were on the right side of that, I mean, like we're talking about now, everybody didn't live life. God didn't make no perfect people. You know what I mean? So, we've all done something. You know what I mean? So if they were on the right side of this, I mean, why are they shunning it? You know what I mean? Why can't they open up other doors for people that may have went through the same thing that they went through?
Yeah, man, that's the fight, But when you put it in their face, then the door is open. You gotta feed it to them. It's the mirror effect. You are who you're denying. You ain't no.
Yeah, but that's kind of dangerous too, Hector. That's kind of dangerous.
Nah,
too.
I don't mind risk. I don't mind risk, bro. The legit one thing I tell people is legal work is the easiest work ever. Because guess what? When it don't work today, as long as you wake up tomorrow, you got another chance to fight again. That's one thing about my old past lifestyle taught me. This is a cakewalk. This is a joke to me and the rest of my army.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know what jumped out at me, Hector? The title of the show today, for those that's just joined us now, Second Chances Matter. Spit on that a little bit, Hector. Give us your view on why you feel that's so important.
Man, second chances matter, man. Second chances is everything, right? Like, second chances is what we were just talking about, how I mentioned about, all the dudes that are sitting up and women that are in the C-suite, all the big corporate heads, right? How do you think a lot of them got there? Because of second chances. How do you think, one thing I can say is people are human and people are allowed to make mistakes. People are allowed to make the wrong choices. People are allowed to fail. People are allowed to win. But guess what? At the end of the day, we're all one people, and everybody deserves a second chance.
Well, I totally agree.
You can't, like, who are you to place judgment? This could go on for hours. Too bad we only got 55 minutes in an episode, but this could go on for hours. You can't judge nobody, man. You can't judge nobody, man. So who are you to say that I don't deserve a chance after coming home from a nonviolent offense to work in a gym? Who the hell are y'all? You ain't no better than me. And guess what? That's why I ran the gym then once I got hired. Because I had to show you who was real, what was real. I had to prove to you that somebody that have walked through, the experiences I came through can actually dominate the entire city. I got to show you that. And that's what opens doors. So it's insane. It's insane.
Do you feel like your incarceration was a positive thing for you, or do you see that as being a negative?
Saved my life, man. Not to say that people need to go to prison to learn. I'm talking only about my own situation, my own experience. It saved my life because I probably would have lived 3 more years if I didn't go to prison. Probably would have died about 25, 26.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing that it gave you the time to really get into you and figure out.
Yeah, I was able to reflect. I was able to reflect a lot. I was able to learn myself. I was able to figure out, what were some of the things I like to do, what brought me joy. I learned how to love myself. I learned the importance of health and wellness and exercise and meditation and yoga. I learned amazing things. I met amazing people, So, yeah, man.
Yeah, those amazing people. Hey, look, those amazing people weren't all bad. They just got caught up.
Nope, not bad people at all, man. They were just people.
So your foundation that's given people second opportunities and chances, what type of training do you give to them?
So Second You Foundation is a 6-week training program that provides national certification and a ton of, as personal trainers, and CPR certification, and tons of soft skills also. So, we teach people exactly how to communicate with people from all backgrounds and all walks of life and different nationalities, how to communicate, how to prospect, how to do a proper fitness evaluation, and how to close a sale. So we teach brothers and sisters everything there is to know about the fitness game and be successful. And we pay for everything, all their certifications, their licensing, their book materials, everything is free. And at the end of their 6 weeks, they go on interviews and then move forward with job placement at corporate health clubs and boutique gyms throughout New York City.
Wow, this definitely gives them definitely a wonderful opportunity. I guess it's a nice time.
To date,
yeah.
Today,
Hector,
we have in the past.
No, go ahead. Listen, I was just going to say now is a perfect time for you to do a shameless plug, man. Give them your phone number and contact information.
Yeah. To date, in the past 5 years, we have 196 trainers, all from prison, all formerly incarcerated, employed, and doing their thing in the fitness industry, and 0% recidivism rate, meaning not one has went back to prison. So that's something we're proud of and very excited about. When it comes to social media, we are on IG, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter at A Second You Foundation. That is also our website, A Second You, not Y-O-U, it's the letter U. A Second You Foundation.org is the website. Message us, hit us up, DM us, get in contact, and hopefully we can help in some sort of way.
I don't know. This other question just popped into my head. Was off to the right. Hector, do you also provide any type of consultation to maybe parents that may be having some at-risk youth?
Yeah, we offer tons of advice, and we can set up calls with parents that have questions or need just someone to talk to, that are struggling or might have issues with family members, children of their own. Definitely DM or message us on our website. And we also offer tons of online virtual personal training. You want to work out? You want to get in shape? You want to support a great cause? Then message us. Let's make it happen.
So what they message you and you get back to them and send them another link to another site? How does that work?
We have an operations director that'll set them up with everything they need.
Oh,
Whether
okay.
it's someone, whether it's a parent needing some sort of mentorship or someone interested in some personal training. If you're a company and you want to partner and want to be a sponsor or a donor, you want to make a donation, we'll walk you through the entire process.
And definitely for those that's listening now that may have any questions for Hector, I'm going to throw this number at 646-929-2870. You can press number 1 on your phone right now. You can chime in.
We'd love that. Love that.
And now is really not the time to be shy because, everybody got a Joe Bob or a Sally Mae in your family that might be going down another road, and this conversation really could make a difference. So just press number 1 on your phone, and we'll let you jump in here, and hopefully we could direct you, help you, or do something, because that's what this show is about. Each one teach one.
That's right, man. This is great, man.
Right. So Hector, I know you've accomplished a couple things, and I know for me, anytime I succeed in doing something, whether it's making some good guacamole or something, it motivates me. It empowers me and it motivates me to try and do something else. So I know you got something, man, that's laying in the woods that you finna bust out, man. So what's next for you?
Oh, man, so much, man. So much, bro. So we got the second. Stay tuned for the Second Chances Matter podcast. We got that dropping first quarter 2021. We're working on a lot of housing initiatives because we end up finding out through actual experience that people that have a record or a past, no matter how much money they're making, no matter how much credit they have or don't have, it's hard for them to find decent housing because of their record. So that's something that we're trying to change by developing properties and placing employed, formerly incarcerated people with decent housing at a discounted rate so they can get on their feet and be proud to be living somewhere that's in a good place. So that's our second most interesting project that we're working on now. Stay tuned for the docu-series coming to a network near you. I won't speak on nothing too heavy. And we have a play being put together by NewYorkRep.org at the Signature Theater off Broadway, possibly, and all kinds of stuff, man. We staying excited. We staying pumped up about everything. So, big shout out to my boys out in San Bernardino County too, man. Them boys that been in with me that open their own gym, downtown fit boot camp and all that. Like, I love it all, man. I'm excited from east to west coast, man. I'm really excited when people that have been through the struggle turn into entrepreneurs and do positive things for the community, man. That's strong.
Yeah, man. Well, that's the only way. That's the only real way to do it because, like I said, it's almost like the Pied Piper, man. I mean, people are going to follow you and listen to you when they know that you know what you're talking about and you're not speaking out of both sides of your neck, with a forked tongue. They know that you know what you're saying for real.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that is so great, man. I'm so pumped up about the work that you're doing, man, and the help, man, because the communities need this, man. I don't know how come Como and some of them other people, man, they ain't called you in for a sit-down.
Hey, man, they one thing about us is we're just staying very streamlined and focused on what we're doing, man. You know, I feel like everybody will come around one day. And sometimes it might be too late, sometimes it might not be.
It might be right on time, you know.
Yeah, that too. So, you know, we just staying focused on what we're doing, you know. We just staying focused, man. We staying excited. It's 5 years later, you know, and with the organizations, and I've been home 8.5 years, but I ain't tired. I'm still excited, and I'm still wired, man.
Well, it seemed like you've exchanged the energy that you had in your, you know, the energy that you had in your former lifetime seemed like it's resurfaced in the new and improved you.
That's right.
And
that's the build a better you.
Yeah, and that's the message that everybody should run with. That is nothing that's so bad that can't be overcome if you have the will.
Yep. We are the home of where wellness and justice meets.
And it just takes a little bit of common sense.
That's it.
So if you had anything that you wanted people to really hear and take away with, what would that be?
Oh, man, that's a great question. Wow. That's a great question, brother.
We got time. We got time.
You know, what I feel is like you can't hit a reset button at rock bottom, right? But when you see somebody that's at rock bottom or needs help, then be that community for them, be that therapy, be that love, and be fearless when it comes to helping that person become a better you. You know, those are the things that help people like myself coming home, people that never went in, people that are just dealing with severe trauma and depression, you know. Doesn't magically just happen overnight. Provide that person with community, therapy, love, and fearlessness, period.
Good stuff. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, man. It's what's been helping me, man.
How was I don't know, this one's off to the left too, though, because you know, I'm always thinking about stuff, you know, because churches always say how helpful they are to people in the community, and they'll lend a hand here, lend a hand there if you need anything. Have any of those type people reached out to you to help you as well with your foundation?
Yeah, I got a lot of guys with me that run churches now, and that are reverends and preachers, and yeah, the support has always been there.
Yeah, well, I just want to kind of put it out there so people can understand and see how large a movement that you got going on and the support that you have. So, you know, people want to know who all's involved and who all's touching it. Like that really makes a difference, you know, but the fact is you're doing some good stuff.
Yeah, everybody from, you know, local communities, the hood, corporations, you know, independent donors, you know, you name it, universities, they've all been very, very supportive of us thus far. The only ones that haven't been behind us are corporate health clubs and boutique gyms throughout the entire country. Not one has decided to align with us and support this cause to employ formerly incarcerated personal trainers.
Why is that? Do you think it's a fear of the stigma associated with that? And let me go a little further. I mean, because you mentioned earlier that no matter what, there's a background process. So I'm trying to figure out why would that even be a consideration for them unless they just don't want the competition and they're using that?
Oh, no, it's just their ignorance and their fear of the unknown. Their lack of knowledge. We're some of the best personal trainers in the world, so of course you would be insecure in a way when it comes to hiring us. Look what I did. I turned it into a success. You'd probably be scared to see a bunch of people from underserved communities become a success. This country isn't built for that. This country is built to enslave you.
True point. They give you that Social Security number, and that's exchanged for the brand they used to put on your body back in the day.
Yep. The only thing is everybody has it now.
Oh, yeah. That one number, boy, goes with you through your entire life. That's just that one number right there. But you're right about that. They just didn't do it to minorities. They're doing it to everybody now.
Yeah.
This corporation that they call the government.
Yep. But yeah, it's been proven time and time again. I might have to let you introduce you to another brother named Ricky Burton. Ricky's a cut creator, Burton. Graduate from a second U, doing tremendous things. Great speaker too. So, came from nothing. 15 years in prison, came home running a huge fitness brand now. One of my favorite graduates. So it's like just tons of successes that creates that fear and insecurity in corporate health clubs throughout this entire country.
Are you guys doing any type of panels? I mean, do you have any kind of panels where you just go out and speak?
All of that. Every year we have different themes and different events,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're grinding, man. We're grinding.
Well, that's great, dude. You're definitely doing some great stuff out there, man. And like I said, if you decide you want to do something out here on this side of the world, man, we'd definitely like to be involved in that, man, because I have a passion for trying to help, especially the youth as well, as well as some of the, older people that's been through this system and society to try to help them navigate through it. But, the youth are our future, man, and if somebody don't help twist their head back straight, man, we're going to be in trouble.
Yep. I know. But we'll do, man. I mean, I got massive love for out west, especially L.A. I've been in and met so many good brothers, man, during my time in the feds, and just come out there, and man.
Well, let's plan on you coming out here, man, and we'll, put together the event, because the other part of my life, is solely been in the music industry, and I'm not going to say 40-50% of them had some kind of dealings with law enforcement one way or another, but, that kind of came with the entertainment industry, one way or another.
Yeah, I bet.
Especially when hip-hop got so prominent, you know what I mean? All those guys done bumped their head one way or another, and some people survived and came through, the 50 Cents, and you can name a whole bunch of other ones that kind of skated out, and now, they're looking back at their old lifestyle a whole nother way. And I'm not even sure if they're doing as much work as you are in terms of, community, and hopefully I don't get in trouble for saying that, but you might be even doing more work than they are.
Well, we're grinding hard, bro. We don't take no days off over here. Oh, man. That's why I'm kicking it with you on a Sunday.
Oh, well, absolutely, because you definitely gonna have tons and tons of people to hear this, because as soon as we off the air, this show's going out on all the different platforms, and I know it's going to resonate with somebody, some parent, some child, somebody, even some of these senior citizens that can do more, should I say, can do more than what they're doing, or look back on even some of their family members and maybe decide to approach them a different way, you know, because sometimes you have to talk to people in a manner in which they're used to being spoken to in order for them to really hear what you're trying to say.
For sure. For sure.
Wow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I don't know, man. Come on out here, man. I need to get a little bit more fit, you know. I know what else I want to ask you. Do you guys have any type? Are you guys doing any substance like vitamins or protein powders?
Nah. Virtual training sessions only. All virtual workouts online. You message us, we're gonna set you up on Zoom, and we're gonna be right in your living room working out with you.
Wonderful.
That's how we doing it.
Okay. Well, I just had to ask that because most of these, trainers, they got, they little vitamins and they meal packages. Yeah. All,
I ain't selling nothing to nobody with no chemicals in it, no nothing. If I don't know what the source is, I'm not selling nothing. We selling love and experience right here. That's it.
That's cool. I was just thinking about, I ain't selling no substances.
Nah, no more chemicals.
That's right. Just straight health. Just straight working out, pushing weight.
Health and wellness, baby.
Yeah, well, this virtual thing, that's a big, big, big thing now, especially because of this virus thing, man. It's definitely safe.
We train tons of people in L.A.
Right. Well, I'm going to have to get on to, man, to definitely check it out, man. So I don't want my chest to turn into man boobs.
Yo, let's stay in touch. You got my email, and let's make something happen.
Well, definitely going to do that, man. But I definitely want to try to work on an event for out here and let's speak on some of these things and see what we can do, man. But Hector, it's definitely been great, man. Definitely been fun. We down to the last minute or so of the show. I know you spoke and told people where they can go get in touch with you. But if you throw it out there again real quickly, that would be great.
On IG, on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, A Second U Foundation. Our website, asecondUfoundation.org. DM us or message us on the website. If you're interested in any kind of mentorship, if you need someone to talk to, if you want some personal training services, or if you want to be a volunteer or donor for our nonprofit.
Great. Hector's been fun. We definitely going to stay in touch, man. Much love, much respect, man, and keep on doing the good work, man. And we'll talk to you.
Thank you so much for having me, brother.
It's definitely been my pleasure, my honor, sir. Much love. Everybody.
Much love. Have a great evening.
Shall do. You do the same. Everyone, if you join in the show late, the show will be available in its entirety in like 1 minute. You have no excuse for not hearing the show. Ask your mama, ask your daddy, ask the man living across the street, your next door neighbor, the milkman, or the guy at the gas station. There's no reason you can't hear the show in its entirety in a couple of minutes. And we'll be back next week, same time. So turn up this one right
thank
here.
You so much.
I'm getting to the point now when I get to church, I want to ask somebody, did you mess up before you got saved? So they can say yes. I say, you're the one I want to sit with, because I know you're going to praise the Lord.